We made it back for day 16. I want to make sure that that's right because, yes, we're on day 16. Now, I have to be honest with y'all and tell y'all that this is also happening on day 17. Okay, because if you've been following me, welcome back to Triggered to Transform. I'm Goddess Shatoya. If you've been following me, you know that I've been a little under the weather. And so I took my time today. And when I saw what we were scheduled to talk about today, I got really excited. And I needed to do some healing before I came in here to have this conversation. So I am so excited to check in with you to find out what it is that you learn from day 15 and if you were able to answer the questions for day 15, to identify who modeled the reaction to being triggered, who showed you how to be trained, and to name one emotion that wasn't safe for you to experience. And we said family, but that could be at work, it could be anywhere, okay? Wherever you feel like you've had to stifle yourself. And then we're going to jump into today's experience, I'll say. Now, I want to hear what's going on with you. How are you feeling? And what did you find out? Okay. Really? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Good. Okay. Well, what did you learn? Right. Right. And so, as long as we're learning something along the way about ourselves, then I think that was good work. Okay? Yeah. Well, remember to drop your questions in the comment box so that I can answer your questions in real time. But I feel your energy. I'm so happy that you decided to choose yourself and come back on today because it's a new day to really get involved in what it is that is triggering you, how your triggers are showing up, how they are stifling you, how they're stagnating your energy, how they're slowing you down, and not in the year of the horse. So I would be remiss if I did not say happy 2026. We are here. It is now the second day of 2026. This video was due on the 1st. But Teach had a little tummy issue going on. So, but we're here now. I wasn't going to call a substitute to come in. I was going to come in and handle my class myself. All right. Yeah, the conversation for today, after we talked about feelings and conditionings and triggers and training yesterday, which was kind of like a handful, what came up from that is what those triggers that we've been conditioned to feel, or how we're conditioned to feel them. I have a little headache, y'all. How we're conditioned to feel them and how that tends to shrink us, right? Because that's usually the response. We start shrinking for peace. We want to get smaller in a thing. That's what shrinking means, okay? I mean, you don't know that, but and that's what shrinking means. I didn't mean to say that way. But to shrink in this state, to make yourself smaller against something that feels maybe too big for you, right? To think of it when you're shrinking for peace, right? Like someone has offended you or something has happened that you weren't okay with, right? And instead of you advocating for yourself, standing up for what it is that you believe in, you shrink back, you don't say anything. It stings though. Have you ever done that where you just really felt like something put something in, it just put something in your spirit. That's how I want to say it. It just put something in your spirit and you just did not agree. And instead of addressing it, what'd you do? Right. Right. And I'm sure there's an array of answers for that question. What did you do when you shrunk? Instead of really staying inside of your truth. Right? So what does it look like? I'm going to write that down. What does it look like to stay within your truth? I'm writing. Hmm? Write it down. What does it look like to stay within your truth? And this is a trigger to transform information. Come on. Oh, don't wait. Well, let me say this. Don't wait. Do not wait. But put an asterisk by it, right? Because when you give that question some thought, there's also something that you have to realize. Excuse me, y'all hit the table. You have to realize what your measure of peace is and where you want to experience that peace. Because when we shrink, we are trying to keep peace outside of us. But what it does is disrupt our inside. That's where resentment comes in. That's where you start to feel a little less connected. Not because of what the person did, said, acted to activate this trigger within you, but because you chose not to address it. For peace outside of you causing chaos inside of you. Now, I'm not one to say that chaos is a bad thing because I get that we must have what we call in transformation a disorienting dilemma. Chaos is a magnificent disorienting dilemma. And what do you get with your disoriented dilemma but an opportunity? Right? So, when you get this opportunity to look at what the measure of peace is, the first and foremost place that you want to experience your nervous system at rest and at peace is within yourself. And the idea is to create a connection from the peace that you feel that you have established inside by standing in your truth and allowing those around you to plug into that frequency, right? So the peace is an extension of you. The peace doesn't plug into you. You provide the peace by not shrinking. It is a ebb and flow, a give and take of energy. It's not because you are in agreement with everyone around you. So this brings me to the 5 things. Okay. Let me turn. I told y'all. Okay. I'm telling you, I'm doing the work. I'm in this thing. Okay. Clarity, commitment, consistency. Here we are. All right. So, and those are some concepts that we brought up. Excuse me. All right. So this is the 5 ways to know that you're shrinking for peace. Okay. We talked about where peace lies. Now, you remember when you're shrinking for peace, you're not shrinking for the peace inside of you. That's going to cause chaos. You're shrinking for the peace out there that you're trying to control, that you're trying to manipulate by being in this way of being, right? And as I'll use a terminology that I learned through that really curly hair CIA guy. Y'all may have seen it before, if not. But these are 5 things to know. Like, so I'm going to say motivate versus manipulate. Something you're trying to motivate, but sometimes y'all try to be manipulative. I'm just going to call a thing. I can't change it up now. All right. So when you're trying to manipulate a situation and control it, you may absolutely shrink yourself. That's the truth. All right. 5 ways to know that you're shrinking yourself for peace outside of you, not inside, outside. You have an automatic shutdown versus a decision to use silence to provide space. Okay, there's a distinction. There's a great distinction of the shutdown. Shutdown happens when you're triggered as well. But when you're shrinking, something's happened. And instead of you speaking to it, shut down. Close the blinds. Click, click. I used to have a client that did that. Click, 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 click. Close those blinds. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to see anybody. I'm in my bubble. You all stay in your bubble. And if that keeps the peace, then fine. I won't say anything. How many times have you said that? How many times have you done that? It's fine. I won't say anything. No, I'm okay. No, it's fine. It ain't shit fine. Ciao. Bye. Stop that. Stop it. Okay. All right. Automatic agreement versus, this is number 2. Okay. Number 2 way of knowing that you're shrinking for peace. The automatic agreement versus deciding what is important and supports the agreement. So the automatic agreement, okay, yeah, sure, yeah, I'll do that. She's like, I need you to, yeah, sure, yeah, absolutely. No problem. Who have you checked in with? Not even yourself. You take some time. Oh, you need me to what? Okay. Give me a few more details. Okay. All right. And when do you need it by? Oh, okay. Let's see. Can you give me like 24 hours to think and look at my calendar and my schedule and see? You might not have nothing to do. But I operate in 24, 48, 72 hours. And if it's going to be longer than that, then I'm going to be in communication, then I'm going to need a little more time. Right? So remember, this is about self-leadership. This is about showing up for yourself in a way that promotes healthy boundaries. Okay? And then you get to decide what is most important and what supports your agreement. What was your initial agreement in this? Does this action help support that? Or is this something that was not involved in my agreement? We might need to go back to the drawing board. This is it's right up my alley. I love that you thought to ask me to help you with this or whatever it is, right? But the idea is to create space instead of shrink. If you feel like I gotta, oh God, like, oh yeah, sure, I got to, damn, I don't want to do that, then that means that you spoke too soon. All right. All right. So, way number three. Way number three, to know that you are shrinking for peace. Your voice changes. Okay. I probably can't do it tonight because of, things. But when I am triggered by something or I start shrinking, my voice goes up like this. Oh my God. Like, I can't believe it. I can't do it really. It's late. I don't want to disturb the peace. And it goes from confident and sure to I'm annoyed. At this point, good luck. Unsure, right? And that's not the intention. That's not what I'm trying to say. I've just allowed myself to get to a place where I'm shrinking for what now is no peace nowhere. Not inside of me and not out there either. Right? But it's a reaction. That's how you knew you want to shrink for peace, but you're triggered. And what would turn into or a no might be, oh, okay, sure, yeah. Yeah, okay. What? For what? No, 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 no. We don't need to do that. No. The best thing that we can do in that account is what? What do you think? What do you think we can do? It's an opportunity for us. When you think about your voice changing and you go from confident to unsure, what can you do? One, say what you mean. Say yes or no. If it's a yes, get curious. Ask a question. Yes. Do you have more information? Yes. Can we schedule a time to talk? Yes. I would like more. Yes. Or no. That's it. Just no. Okay. Number 4, a way to know that I'm shrinking for peace. It's not showing, excuse me, y'all, not speaking up when I have something to say. Not speaking up when I have something to say. Oh, that's how I shrink for peace. Now, it may sound like the automatic shutdown, but this is a little bit different because it means that you may have said something to someone else. So you might not use your voice in that moment, but at some point, you're going to feel like you got to tell somebody that done you wrong, that you is mad about it. Why'd you tell them? Why didn't you go tell the person that pissed you off? That's what I mean by not speaking up when you have something to say. Use your voice. Open that throat chakra. Okay? Come on. right? Because at the end of the day, when you're not speaking up, when you have something to say, you're going to cause energy to get stuck and blocked inside of your body. Now, that's what we haven't really talked about. It's the physical manifestations that happen as a result for practicing this way. Number 4 is critical because if you're not speaking up, even if it's not in the moment, right? Just like you waited to have that conversation with someone else, instead of doing that, pick up the phone. Send a text message. Hey, I was really bothered by what you said earlier. Yo, can you talk? Um, excuse me. Are you busy? Do you have a minute? And let me address this. Because it may not have been the time or the space, but that doesn't mean that you go and say anything to anyone else before you address it with the situation that you need to address it. And I can say situation because I'm saying school, work, relationship, friendships, courtships, childrenships, adultships. Pick a ship and speak up. Okay, number 5. This is absolutely my favorite, and I go, you want to get me on a tangent? You bring this thing right here up. You want to get me off on something? Confusion. I can't stand it. And when someone shrinks in the name of confusion, it is I don't even know how to say it. It gets so far under my skin. Because why choose confusion when we have so many other opportunities? Like, what? You don't know? Confused, huh? And that is the favorite. Huh? What are you talking about? What do you mean? They're shrinking. When you or if you're that person or you know someone that does that, they're shrinking. Huh? I don't remember. Now you're confused. Oh. I'm going to handle this 2 ways. Okay, so if you're doing that, and I have a strong urge for you not to do that, be confused, get curious. Get very, 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 very curious. And this goes for the person that is also receiving that behavior, right? If someone, if you're in a leadership position and you have someone that you've had a conversation with, and I say position, but I mean role. I mean a leadership space, right? Because I don't think that we're the only leaders in the space. We are surrounded by leaders, right? And so this is really to support ourselves and other leaders to fully emerge into what it is that they are up to. So if you are in that space, leader to leader, and a leader chooses confusion over truth, get curious and get curious with that leader. Excuse me, I want to make sure that so and so is clear before we go any further, because there seems to be some form of confusion. How can I support you in getting clear? Now, there are certain situations where that may not be appropriate, or space and time, or whatever the case may be. I pretty much serve inside of leadership spaces that are open and we can have those conversations in real time on the spot. Okay. But in spaces where it's not that easy, or you need to set a parameter for a conversation like that, by all means, please do. Or whatever your protocol is. But if it's not, black and white, handle it then, right? And if you're choosing confusion as your way to shrink, feel that in your body. Confusion leads to so many things. It's a very close cousin to lies and delusion. And as a leader, and I classify of many groups of people as leaders, parents, family, um, people that you have in your religious organizations, leaders, the people that you listen to when you, okay, leaders. If you're shrinking, you need to understand that you are that you're shrinking from. And pay attention, because if you're using confusion, I guarantee you, you're also using somewhere between number 1 and number 4 of these 5 ways to know that you're shrinking. Okay. And you see, I told you I could go and talk about that thing. I don't like it. Stop it. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. It's just not appropriate. Confusion does not have any space to dwell inside of your transformation. You better be clear about what it is you say you want, desire, can have, and any of that. Because if you're not, you are going to absolutely create a mess, which is fine. Which is fine. We'll talk about that too. Oh gosh, do I have my book over here? We had to create a messy picture one time, y'all. And it's one of my favorite activities that we got to do in grad school. I don't think it's in this book. It may be, but I'll find it and we'll talk about creating a messy picture for ourselves as it relates to, I don't know, write it down, as it relates to, our life and how we're shrinking. What kind of messy picture does that create when you're shrinking? What can you see happening as a result of you deciding not to be in your truth at all times? This has been so much fun. I really hope that you learned something, anything about yourself or a situation that you're in. I know I'm swaying a lot, y'all. Please bear with me. I'm still getting to feel better. Okay. But I'm so happy that you decided to come back and kick it with me, and that I was able to kick it with you and have such a good time, such a wonderful time in this space. If you are interested in the Trigger to Transform system, I'm still deciding, y'all. I want to call it system, but the words, it's Trigger to Transform. It's for your own self-mastery. That's it. If you're interested, I'm going to start leaving my email address, and I'm still working on the funnel and the link and all that stuff, y'all. So just bear with me, but I'm here, right? And I am technically the program. So until all that stuff is built, email me, or when I release it, because it's kind of built. I'm searching for some help to close things out. And I'm also inside of a program myself right now that helps me with business, and it's a business coaching program. So I'm learning how to build funnels and how to utilize them in the best way that it works for you all, my clients, and everyone. Right now, I am a calendar girl. You get a link to my calendar, and let's talk about some of these things that came up for you, right? I don't offer this in every one of my videos, because truthfully, I don't have a whole lot of space to have a whole lot of one-on-one clients, but that's why I come here, because this is a big container for hundreds of people to come into, and I'm opening and holding space for hundreds of thousands, millions of people to come into this space to learn how to transform their lives out of the triggers that have held them back for so long. So my email will be in this video, as well as my calendar link. hook up with me if any of this resonated with you, and we can set up a time. You can pick a time to talk to me, okay? And in the meantime, I want you to note one moment that you've minimized yourself. If you're still here, take this homework with you. This life work. I don't like homework. Your life work. Okay? I want you to take a moment and note one moment that you minimize yourself, and note what behavior you choose. Out of everything we've heard here tonight, what behavior do you choose? And this is where you can answer the question from earlier. Where or what does it look like to stay within your truth? Okay? All right, y'all. It's been a lovely, lovely evening. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and upload this video. And tonight, I will have a video for day 17, where we will be talking about silence training. Do you know what that is? We'll come back tonight and see. Much love, many kisses and hugs. I'm grateful that you've been here with me. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment on the video. If you made it this far, then you are invested. Don't pass the video on to anybody else. You book your call. That's what you do. You email me some questions so we can chat, okay? High five. Congratulations for making it through day 16 with me. My heart to yours. I really appreciate you. I'm Goddess Shatoya. Thank you. Be well, y'all.